Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tara and this is episode 3 of the Netherlands series. This is episode 3 of the Study in the Netherlands series. In this video, I'm gonna be going further into the social life. So, the things you can do other than studying, going to social events, meeting friends, or in other words, going to parties. Now, while you might associate the word party with like drinking and going out, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. You can also go to house parties. Birthday parties, dinner parties, barbecue parties, picnic parties, study parties. Anything can be a party as long as you're having fun and you're with good company, right? Okay, I know I'm looking a little crazy right now, but the thing is with parties, aside from meeting friends and spending time with friends and potentially meeting new people, I also use parties as a reason to be very extra with my makeup. I thought, why not just pretend like I'm going to a party? Like, we're going to a party together and we're getting ready together and I'm just telling you all about it. Let's start from the daytime, shall we? So I think the one luxury of being in the Netherlands is that when you're lucky and the weather is gonna allow you to just sit and chill at a park. Honestly, you don't even have to go to park. You can just go to the green area next to Markthal at Black and grab food from the inside, from the Albert Heijn or from one of the food stands in Markthal. Grab some drinks or get a coffee. There are a lot of cafes around as well. You just sit there with your friends and just spend some time, and honestly it's so relaxing, especially when the weather is a bit nice and it hasn't rained so the grass isn't wet. And of course you can also go to the parks. If you want to turn it into a whole day out where you're just picnicking and chilling, you can just go to the park, like the Kralingse or the head park, and yeah, just set up a little picnic, bring your friends. You can also find places where you can bring a huge group of people and set up a barbecue. In the summers, when I was in the PPI, the Indonesian Students Association, they would just we would organize a picnic every summer, but unfortunately obviously this year because of the pandemic that didn't happen. But I did have a little picnic for my farewell, before I left. Couldn't do a barbecue because of the weather. Dutch weather is really not the most consistent. You can step outside and it's super warm and then suddenly it starts raining, and that's what happened. It was raining in the morning and then we were thinking of okay, maybe we should cancel, we should reschedule, but I was bro, I just didn't have any other time, so we forced it and then it was fine. We had a little picnic, a lot of people came, and then it started raining, so we had to quickly pack up everything and just move to a bar. It was fine in the end. So. And then, aside from that, you can also just invite some friends over to just chill and cook something. When I was living with some friends, it was always nice because there's always people at your house. So if you just want to chill, put some music on, cook some good food or order some food. It's always fun. And of course, in my last video, we talked a lot about food. You could of course go eat outside, have dinner parties with your friends. It's always good to wind down after a stressful day. And it's also of course nice for special occasions like your birthday. I was lucky enough to have a birthday party right before lockdown. It was really nice because I had some friends earlier for dinner and then the others would come afterwards, so you can just have drinks and just chill there. And also actually I have an interesting story. In my first year, I was invited to a birthday party. It was a dinner party at a restaurant. And, I was excited. It was my first non-Indonesian birthday party since I moved to the Netherlands. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm Indonesian and I'm so used to this. I just thought, okay, I'm gonna get some free food. But then we ate there, and then once we were done, everyone started standing up. Everyone's paying for themselves. Which I have no problem with, honestly. Honestly, it actually makes more sense, right? It's my birthday, why would I pay for you? You pay for me, you should give me presents and pay for my food. But yeah, it was an interesting culture shock situation, so that was nice. And of course there are many other things that you can do as a big group. I bet you guys miss that a lot because I kind of do. It's the vibes of having so many people together, because of course there's the pandemic right now and I don't think you're supposed to even gather with more than a certain number of people, which is good. I just wanted to hop in to remind you guys to stay safe, avoid going into crowds unless absolutely necessary, and of course be mindful of your own health as well as others. I realize that it's been a tough few months, but this pandemic is definitely real and it'll only get worse if you take it for granted. So please also remember to take care of yourself and maintain communication with those closest to you. Check on your friends and reach out whenever you feel the need to. Okay, anyways, back to our scheduled program. Today I'm actually getting ready to go to a party I kind of miss this vibe of like getting ready to go somewhere with like friends, because especially in the second year I was living in a house with friends. Our living room, it doubles as like our guest room and our makeup room. We have a bar table by the window and all my makeup would just be laid out there, and like my hair straightener, everything, and everyone's just using it because it's like a house full of girls. Well, what's a pre without a drink, right? It's tea. But yeah, that was the second year. But I remember that in the beginning that I was so like excited about like going out, going to parties, because I didn't have any curfews. I was responsible for like everything I needed to do. Like I didn't have curfews. I didn't have to figure out like what time I need to be home and like how I'm gonna be home, because we just kind of like went for it, you know? Like after a certain time there's no public transport anymore. So you just have to like figure out your way back home. My friends and I, we were chilling together at like my friend's place. And then we took public transport to the club, and because there was no more public transport to go home, we walked back from like first to Kralingen. We really walked back like at 3 in the morning, like all together, and it was just super fun. And I just always remember like just being together, sleeping over, and then waking up late, and then after that like ordering food or just like going out to eat. It's just like sometimes like those parts are like more fun than the party itself. I don't know, like I feel like you just have more stories out of that. And then like when I started going to like the student parties with like people from my school, like we would always have like a pre-drink place. You just gather together, and that's basically where you can like catch up with people and like get to know more people, meet more people. Because at the party itself, it's gonna be like crowded and loud, and chances are you won't be able to talk to anyone. So it's always fun to go to the pre-game first. And this is one thing that I think you probably won't have anywhere else besides the Netherlands or neighboring countries. I'm not sure. But one time I told my friend, I was just casually telling my friend that like, yeah, there was one time I was biking to a party, and my friend was like, wait, hold up. You biked to the club? Like, yes, I did. Like, it's just so normal to just bike everywhere, even when it's super late at night. And it's just super fun, like biking to the place with your friends and then biking back with like the friends that live nearby to you. So it's just like, I don't know, it would be 4 in the morning, but for some reason I just felt safe. Of course you can't be too like careful. It's just memorable for me to just be going back from like a party. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a fun one, but it's just always like fulfilling, you know, coming back like and like, okay, I did that, I went there, so now it's time for me to rest before I wake up again to go to my lecture in the morning. And then, of course, I can't forget to mention, I have to say this without laughing. Of course, I can't forget to mention stopping by the McDonald's and or the lumpia stand. That's like a must. Like, and I have to say it again, like it's not a party unless you stop by the McDonald's or the lumpia stand. Like you can just walk from like wherever you were, just go there, and then you can bike home or you can Uber home, you know, just like, it's just, you have to go stop by the McDonald's, you know. I look like Casper. And I'm just gonna be name dropping like the different student parties that you can go to, that you have to go to at least once, I feel like. And I know like with the pandemic that you might not even be able to go to one of these, but it's just always nice to just shout these things out, you know, because I've made some memories in those things. I want to share it with you guys. I'm gonna try to do a different eye look today. I'm gonna go a bit crazy with like the colors. There were quite a few student parties that you can go to. I personally, especially in the second year, did not miss a single Global Beats event. It's just like the one event that like a lot of people from like IBA go to. Like basically everyone from IBA like goes to Global Beats. It just reoccurs like every few months or so. And there's also like ESN Tuesdays, which is organized obviously by ESN, the association ESN. Basically the idea of it is that on Tuesdays, if you go there with your student card, you can get in for free. These things I did go quite a bit in the beginning, but then after a while it got a bit it gets old, like when you go to the same parties over and over, and the music isn't always guaranteed. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't go, you should totally go at least once. And then there was also a new thing that started like right before the pandemic hit. It was Zone 6. It's basically a lot of like hip-hop, R&B music. I went to the first one and I enjoyed it a lot. Even though I remember me being very sick that night, like, but I was fine, I survived that. And like a place that my friends and I would go to the most is called Annabelle. I don't know, I just think that it's like, it has the best vibes. It's not even much, like it's just like a big hall, there's a stage, you don't get to go on the stage. I did meet someone who did try to get on the stage, but that's none of my business. They host pretty fun events, like, and sometimes they would have like free entry until 1 o'clock. it's just chill. Like you can go and dance inside, and you can also go chill outside if you would like some air. They also have things like single fascia. I think single fascia is like something that you should go to because it's basically like, you know, like you have the stage and you have like the dance floor, and right in front of the stage there's like tables of like a bunch of CDs that you can pick from, and it's just all like singles of like all the different artists from like all these different years. You just look for like a song that you like and you just pick it up and give it to the DJ, and if you're lucky they'll play it for you. And then there's also things like the time capsule. Basically it just goes through all the decades of music. These things happen like every few months, so you know, like I've had pretty memorable nights at Annabelle. So I don't know when the last time was that I went there, because I remember in the third year I was not like into partying anymore. Like I was just kind of like over it, I guess. But I really took that for granted because, you know, we have the current situation right now. And then of course moving on to house parties, basically parties in someone's house. It's always a good time to get together with a lot of people, catch up and have some fun. Honestly, I really miss those days because I really can't, I just can't imagine being cramped in like a room with like 50 people anymore. It's so weird. Like even being in a room with like 10 people, it's already like, is this allowed, you know? I'm just so not used to that anymore. You know, I'm doing like these things based on the question box that I opened like a few months ago, and a lot of people came up with like different ideas for me to talk about, and I think that I should talk about this, and because this is very memorable, very fundamental to like my journey of like growing while being in the Netherlands. And that is the outer dike parties. So again, in my second year, I lived with 3 friends, and I think this group, along with like a couple of others, are like the tightest group that I've had while I was there. And yeah, we basically hosted some parties. Yeah, we just started with like a housewarming. We were just so happy to be in that house together that we're like, okay, let's have a housewarming party. Just invited some of our closest friends. We even got some dinner ready. We made some pasta. We ordered food. People were like, yo, this is really fun. You should have more of these. So we're like, we had like 3 more. It's just like, I don't know, like I low-key still miss it because those parties are always like a chance for people to just like get together and catch up. Not necessarily going crazy. Like I was a good host for sure. And I was going around like asking people if they're okay, like offering them some snacks, and like just making sure that they're enjoying themselves. But it's just always so nice because like, I mean, I feel like everyone was so excited to be there, and they're just always wondering like, when's the next outer dike party? Yeah, you know, like with outer dike parties, see, like I'm so passionate about outer dike parties that I stopped doing my makeup. What should I do for my, should I do a gold or should I do like a non-sparkly color? I'm just gonna do a pink. I'm using the James Charles palette, by the way, the one palette that I've been using for the longest time. And like obviously we can't forget all the random things that happened, like, you know, just people singing out loud and then just jamming to Mungkin Nanti by Peter Pan. That song still makes me emotional to this day. And then the one time we had our farewell party was right after Hatta Arts, which was like this event hosted by PPI basically. It's like a showcase of like a lot of Indonesian talents. I was obviously part of the show. So every show they would have like singing, a lot of dancing, and band performances, and a play. Last year I was in the play. I was the antagonist. Is anyone surprised? I wasn't surprised. I don't know, I'm like super nice, but I also think that I can be very mean. But my character was basically trying to break up like a couple because I wanted the boy to myself. Does not sound like me in real life, but anyways, like, and then we just asked one of our friends who was DJing for the show, and we just asked him, hey, do you want to DJ at our house? And he did. And it was fun. He was playing like old Indonesian songs and all. Everyone was jamming to it. It was fun. Oh, and I really cannot not like mention this. After that farewell party, I was cleaning up the next morning, and there was a bowl next to the kitchen sink, and I was like, wait, is that pancake batter? Like, who was making pancakes? And we obviously had people sleeping over in the kitchen. They were still like laying around, and they were like, did you not realize that people were making pancakes last night? And I was like, I just did not realize that people were making pancakes, because that, like, the living room was literally like, I don't know, like 4 by 4 meters or something, and there was at least 30 people in there. The way that it was possible to even make pancakes was just like, what? Yeah, I feel like that's like, you know, the things that happen. Okay, anyways, if this looked completely ridiculous, mind your business. Anyways, all these things, they were really fun. They're just really good memories for me to look back on. And I'm not saying that you guys have to do it this way, but I feel like doing these fun things that are sometimes not the smartest, they can really help you go through like all the stress, all the hard work that you need to put into your schoolwork. Because I don't know, I feel like for me it was tough. It's like trying to focus on what I was there for, as you would say. Like I knew for a fact that the whole time I was like I knew that the reason why I was there in the first place was to get that degree, but it was definitely also worth to just have some fun and spend time with friends, be it at a party, at a picnic, or just at a restaurant. Like I think it's good to just take some time to do those things as well. Like it might not be something that you're used to, it might not be something that you ever thought would do. It's always good to open yourself into these experiences that you might not be able to experience back home. It's always important to still remember that you have studies to catch up on, you have responsibilities that you need to tend to, you have maybe like a part-time job that you need to be on time for. Keep in mind that you need to still balance all these things, and I understand that it's not easy. You have 3 years, maybe more, maybe even less, maybe you might even only have 4 months there. And I'm just saying that you should make your time worth it. It's so much easier said than done, but don't be too hard on yourself. Take some time off and know that you'll get through it no matter what. It's all gonna be okay in the end. You can do all these stupid things. At the end of the day, you're just gonna learn and grow to become a better person. And in the end, if you end up getting that degree, you end up getting that job that you want, it's all gonna be worth it. Right? Yeah, I guess all I'm saying is that it's really important to maintain a social life, because obviously it can introduce you to all these friendships that you'll have maybe for the rest of your life. You'll have people who are there for you, to be there for you, to support you, all your ups and downs of trying to tackle all these challenges that university throws at you. As long as you still keep your end goal in mind, you still manage your time well, you still balance everything, it's all gonna be okay. I guess that's the conclusion of this video. I just wanted to share like things that helped me, and I hope that if you're thinking of going to school there, or if you're already there but you're still like unsure, this can help you a little bit. But why am I concluding the video now? I still have to do my hair. Let me quickly get changed and I'm gonna start doing my hair. Okay guys, I'm ending this video by putting on some hair extensions, getting changed, and slightly misrepresenting how I actually act at parties. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day or night, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!